And remember that those things we were talking about. It's
Yep.
like how it was written in the prophecy long ago that there would come a day where a virgin would light a candle and a blood sacrifice would be made to the pizza gods and the channel would return. What's up, everybody, and welcome to Team Pizza Plays Renowned Explorers International Society. I, of course, am Whatthefnu.
And good God, it's been too long since I said I'm draw man.
So we're gonna hop into a game here. I'm actually gonna play adventure mode because it's not really gonna matter. I want to talk about difficulty in this game before we get started into what it actually is. Fuck anything above easy, okay? I actually want to show you guys a full playthrough, so we're just gonna start it off on that difficulty, and I'm gonna kind of cheese a couple of the mechanics here. How this game basically works is a huge adventure-style game. So you put together a team of 3 explorers, with one of them being the captain. Now you have to play. You start with a handful of different captains. I believe you start with Anna, Harry, Jean-Pierre, and Yvonne. However, you'll notice I've unlocked several others, like Molly Jones and Amelia Karwowska. There we go. Takes you a second.
Emilia Car Company.
That's a combination of letters I'm not normally used to pronouncing. However, for your crew members, you can select however you like. However, I guess that's still technically grammatically correct. Here's the thing, though. You want to try and choose people that complement your captain. You want to create some kind of synergy here. So, Anna, you'll see, is an aggressive and a devious team captain. You'll understand what those mean in a second. So we want to choose people who fit her playstyle. In this case, maybe someone like Molly. And I was thinking about this before we started. And my first initial successful run was with Hildegard. And I actually have funny stories about her, but I'm going to play a little bit dangerously. I'm going to bring Maria on the team.
Ooh, let's get dangerous.
Yeah, simply because she fills a couple of the holes in this team. We've got a naturalist and we've got a rogue, which are 2 really, really good perks to have. But Maria is a beguiler. So we've got speech, we've got sneaking, and we've got all kinds of sciences happening on here. This is a really good team, especially for what we're about to do.
You said beguile, and all I imagine is her pointing her finger and producing a little tiny guile from Street Fighter, and him doing that
Sonic Boom!
Yeah!
Let us head off into the world. Go home and be a family man.
Look at these Avatar The Last Airbender poses.
They kind of have that. Although this whole game has that really good, colorful art style, which is part of why I love it. The whole reason I picked this up is, well, number 1, because of Total Biscuit's video. And number 2, because I love this theme. Like, ever since, I think it's mostly because of my grandfather and his gigantic study full of all kinds of papers, this huge map of the world in the back. He was one of those guys that made you feel like back in his day, he went on all kinds of strange journeys. Oh, my map is... It was being a little uncooperative there, okay. So basically how this game works, you'll notice we have supplies and we have places to go. Every place we go costs 1 supply. You want to get to your goal at the end of the map before you finish. Places you go may give you things like renown, they may give you collect, more money, or they may give you more supplies to work with.
I wish gas only cost 1 object.
What would you trade every time?
Let's see, what do I have of value?
Oh no, we're getting attacked by sheep.
Oh no, my one weakness, wool. Save me, Yoshi.
Some people are actually allergic to sheep, I found out, or allergic to cotton. Does anybody out there have some really, really strange allergies? I'm kind of curious. Because I'm always fascinated by stories like that.
What really fascinates me is how allergies just develop later on. You can be perfectly fine, and then all of a sudden your body just craps out on you like an old car.
Now, you'll notice I didn't exactly attack that sheep. That's probably something I should do before we begin this, because the attack animations are a little... not game options. Settings. Here we go. We won't skip the intros. We actually no. Intro animations of starting the game. No.
Hold on, wait.
Yes?
Hold on, wait a second. Are we just attacking a random farmer's livestock?
No, like these sheep just were surrounding us. We were like, leave us alone.
Are we just destroying Farmer McColl's livelihood?
Gromit, get the gun.
Oh no, frontier justice!
So you'll notice this sheep isn't exactly attacking us. It's attacking us with bleats. Like, it's just being cute. And it's wearing down our spirit. Like, we don't want to fight anymore if it rubs up against us too much. It makes us... Of course, Molly's a badass, so she's just like, no, nice try. It's not going to work on me.
You think you're cute. I kill kittens on a daily basis.
She is an Outback renegade. So, we've got different moods, you'll notice, in this game. Like, we can be devious, we can be aggressive, or we can be friendly, and they work in sort of a triangle relationship here. You know, fire beats earth, earth beats water, that whole bit. And depending on which attitude your opponent has and you have, depending on what's going against each other, different things will happen. You'll notice we have much less speech defense than we normally do. That's because we're on the bad end of the curve here, but this is simply the way I want to play, so we're going to go ahead and sadden this sheep.
Tell him he's ugly.
Sheep is saddened beyond words and just wants to be alone.
Good. We'll make shawarma out of him tonight.
We can terrify the sheep, which, all things considered, is not very difficult.
Oh yeah, they're sheep. I mean, have you played Catherine?
And so that's basically how this game works. You can fight your enemies, or you can try and talk your way out of any encounter. And depending on how you resolve an encounter, you'll get different bonuses. Like, Anna now gets +5 grit, which is basically evasiveness in this game, and +2 speech power. Which means if we keep using this strategy with her, eventually she's just going to keep getting more and more powerful.
Until one day, she too shall unite all of the nations. She is the Avatar, the last grit bender.
So all kinds of things. I'm sorry if I'm skipping past the text here, but I've played this game a lot in preparation for the episode, just going through different encounters. This is also one of the reasons I brought Maria, is she has so many special interactions with people. Like, normally this would be a percentage chance, and most characters don't have a very good percentage of doing this correctly. Like, the crew arrives at an open theater where some villagers are going to perform a piece about the Vikings. The director approaches you. One of our actors is sick and the stand-in is not very talented. Maybe it would be fun if one of you play the Viking Jarl? It'd be great for the people to see a new face. And normally you'd choose one of your guys to do it, but Maria goes, this could be her big break. She insists on doing the piece, and she has a 100% chance of succeeding at this. So we just get the rewards.
For a second, I thought you said we just get rid of her. We just dump her here. Go live your dream, loser.
No. That comes way later. Some interesting things can happen to your party in this game. Some very interesting things.
We died of dysentery.
Suddenly, Molly finds a small piece of iron. Looks like a broken Viking sword. They start investigating the area to see if there's more. It's an ancient battlefield. Anna imagines the wondrous treasure that's to be found here, not to speak of the fame awaiting for such a prestigious discovery. So we ponder what to do next, which is look for treasure. We go on and start looking like adventurous explorers. After 40 minutes, Anna finds something. Which is... Oh! An Ulfbert! I actually know what this is. Unfortunately, that doesn't help us very much because we're going to be doing a devious playthrough, but we'll take it. Your ultimate goal in this game is all the treasures you find and all of these tokens we're getting, like these secrets, these campaign tokens, the encounter tokens. They all increase your renown over the course of the game. They all give you a different bonus. Wait a minute. What the hell? Oh. You enter a shop that sells supplies for some work. However, this guy seems to be one shady shopkeeper. Buy 4 supplies for 7 resolve. Note how we only start the game with 2. Resolve is our lifeblood here. If we run out of that, the game's over. Prices are outrageous. Negotiate for better terms. See here. So we can choose one person to get a new perk. If you look at our characters, like I was saying earlier, some of us have Naturalist, some of them have Rogue, and some of them have Beguiler. Now we need to choose someone to get a Diplomat perk, and I'm thinking that's going to be Maria. Because she's our speaker to begin with.
I mean, have you seen her? Look at that flower. Look at that carnation. I'm feeling persuaded already.
She does have sort of that Carmen look to her, doesn't she? Which makes sense considering the time this game was... the aesthetic this sort of game is going for.
Next thing you know, we meet a young Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. And he speaks of dinosaurs and monsters, and we say, what a loser.
I also forgot to point out that Maria just leveled up by playing in that play, so now we can get her a new perk and a new ability. In this case, I'm going to go with the Beguiler Charms perk, because why wouldn't I?
I say, let's give her nothing. Let's make her work for it.
But then I'll have less of a chance of succeeding, and now she gets a new attack in battle called Seduce. Unfortunately, it's a friendly attitude ability, which is against the playstyle we're going for, but inflicts enemies with a new status effect, Impressed. We'll talk more about that if we get into another encounter, which we will soon.
Well, I mean, seduction is pretty friendly, alright. I mean, last time I got seduced, I felt I was being treated pretty friendly. I was being treated pretty nicely. There's no sex in the champagne room.
So we just really impressed those villagers, so we got even more campaign tokens than we had before. And you'll notice I kind of went around our objective for quite some time. I was just trying to get as many things as I could before we finally reached our destination.
Our final destination. People die.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Like, I don't want the run to end that early.
No,
We search the hills and dales thoroughly until we spot an intact Viking boat. We rush over towards this amazing find. It'll surely skyrocket our reputation at the renowned Explorers Society. Except, we're stopped by a familiar face. The French explorer Rivelou, #1 in the most promising explorers rankings. He laughs.
Look at this Disney rival character.
Oh, thank you, amateur. How very lucky you are to find this fine Viking boat just after me. Under Rule 24B of the Explorer Mandate, fellow explorers should help each other out, and I really need this treasure to affirm my #1 position. Your help will not be forgotten. Well, maybe. Explain that this is your treasure. It seems my explanation wasn't clear enough. Maybe my strong friend Tommy can explain this situation better. Well, I take the vessel. Okay, unfortunately this is really bad for us, because depending on what boss you fight, it encourages you to play a certain way.
Well, considering the fact we just ran into French Gaston.
Except even worse. Trust me, this guy is a douche.
Then let's kill him.
We can't yet, it's not letting us fight him.
For a
So you'll
second.
notice there are conditions next to some of these. Like, if we resolve this the way I want to, which is devious, Tommy will be emotionally hurt after the battle and he'll leave. Basically, if we insult him into submission, he won't give us anything. If we're friendly, he'll think we're nice, but if we're aggressive, he's impressed by our skill and we'll actually get a better treasure out of this, plus an extra encounter token.
So
we're going to beat the shit out of some mobsters.
So what you're saying is we're gonna be bitchy.
That's kind of what I called my original run-through of this game, was the terrifying women's team. Because all of them had some sort of ability to inflict the terrified status effect on enemies. They had a devious play style.
This one's my mother-in-law, this one's my sister-in-law, and this one's just my in-law. And they're all...
What is that from again?
I'm just making up words.
Because I swear I've heard someone say that before. What the hell was that voice crack? I swear!
As...
Oh, of course he's going after the glass cannon character. And he missed! Nice. That's the thing about Maria. This is why I thought it was a little dangerous to bring her. Because she's very powerful. She does a lot of damage, but the thing is, she is really fragile.
Well, because she's not used to devious playstyle, her feelings are getting hurt.
I didn't sign up for this.
I didn't sign up for exploration. Yes, you did. He says right here, Anna, explorer. Wow, I've been proven wrong today. Yes, you have. Go home. You're drunk.
Let's see here. So we're going to use that new ability because, if I remember correctly, it actually... Oh yeah, look at how much damage that does against this guy.
You seduced the damage out of him?
Well, you're breaking your opponent's spirit, and whether that's by breaking their bones as well, or just their brains, that's up to you. Or you just... I've had encounters where I've been beaten. This is embarrassing, but I've been beaten by enemies that have used a friendly playstyle. And the little bit they gave me in the in-game newspaper about after that happened was something along the lines of Molly's crew decides to take a permanent vacation in Molly Molly.
Molly's crew decides to take a permanent vacation in cement shoes. What I also love is how these big palookas just do a Tasmanian devil-style spin before hitting you upside the head.
That's another thing. It's like I said, these characters all have so much personality to them. They're a ton of fun to watch. It's why I left those animations on for the Let's Play. Or just the videos we're doing in particular, because of the fact that they're just so much fun. So he's impressed by her skill. We get a buff off of that, but it's the end of the expedition, so we won't exactly use it.
I love how Anna looks like a supervillain.
It kind of is, actually. Like, the optimal way to play her is to just beat down everybody emotionally. Just insult them so badly they're stunned. They can't even attack on their turn.
Because, I mean, look at her. She's got the Nathan Explosion hair. She's got the freaking gothic robe. And she has a super taser. It's the likes of Nikola Tesla at her disposal.
Yeah, she is sort of like the evil scientist of the group. That's part of why I chose to get her in the first place, is because of the simple fact that her science abilities are fantastic. Like, the way she could just snowball in this game is fantastic. It helps you out so much. That's why I said this build is kind of broken, because later on, I should know her name. Molly. She's one of my favorite characters. You think I would have put this to memory, but no. I mean, unfortunately, we got an aggressive playstyle out of that because of the way we finished the last battle. Because screw everything else that came before. Well, the society gives us a badge that'll upgrade our supplies so we can travel even further in future adventures. And don't mind all of this. I'll explain it as I go. It'll start to make sense.
No, don't explain it. I want to be kept in the dark. It's safe there.
Whoa! Hang on a second. What was that? I think the game just flipped out. I hope that didn't show up on the recording. Alright, so it's working now, don't worry. Gonna give Anna another naturalist perk. I'm gonna give Molly another rogue perk, because that's what she does best. I love this character. Like, not only is her design really fun to look at with the tattoos and the wild hairstyle, but she's also a very sneaky, backstabby character that's also really freaking tough.
She's the thief of your guild.
Kind of, yeah. She could take a hit. Now, here's what I was talking about with Anna. Like, these are research papers we're looking at right now. This is where we spend all of this blue stuff that we got. These unlock special perks for our team, like +2 study when we're doing a study job on the world map. We want to get more of this resource, so we spend some of our insight to do it. But every time you get a new one of these papers, you unlock one of these, Anna's brilliance has led to more gold. So every time we get a study token in the future, we'll also get money off of it, not just research.
She stole it, let's be honest.
Either that or she's bribing it out of somebody.
Or she killed them. I mean,
are we just gonna commit to this? That Anna is just this deranged individual?
She is Dr. Draken's ancestor.
I actually like to think she's related to Dr. Weird somehow.
Either Dr. Weird, Dr. Draken, or Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Even more gold from study. So every time we get one of these papers, you'll just want to, when Anna is the team leader, you just want to keep looking for as much research as possible, because every single one of these study tokens is going to just catapult you forward.
I mean, I'm sure she's catapulting the people who gave her the research out of the country.
It's like, I don't need these corpses anymore.
They're just gonna clunk up the house.
I bet you I can hit that house down there. Watch.
Anna, no, that's the cat. Real.
So that's all of our research. No, it's not, actually. We now have 2 insight to work with. I forget where it came from, but I'm not going to complain.
Well, we can never have enough research.
Oh, I forgot to do something. This was suboptimal. I was so excited about actually showing off the game to everybody that I forgot to show off one of the other things you can do. What I should have done first was come over to the Stockholm storage net, because here we can hire an entourage, like students who will give us more research from every study token, lobbyists that'll give us more status from every campaign token, merchants who will give us more gold, and we can also hire specialists. Characters like, well, this choice is pretty obvious. She's the only one that gives us a bonus for a devious win. Like Lady Viduva, 1 extra campaign token if we resolve an encounter in a devious way.
I'm looking at her right now. I'm going to go out on a limb and say she's a vampire.
No, but she does know a vampire.
See.
It's so weird when you get to the point where you just know what's going to happen. Like when you can just predict what direction a story's going to take. It's both cool and a little disappointing at the same time. It's like I wanted to be surprised.
No, watch they pull a full-on heel turn and go, no surprise draw, man.
I forgot about this character, Shark the Super Sewer. Yup. Gotta take him into the entourage.
That is a lawyer. A Beetlejuice-style lawyer.
And all that's left is our gold now, which can be spent on getting more items. Also, know that you can upgrade the shops. Know that that is a thing that is possible for you to do, because I did not know that was possible during my first playthrough, which means, and I'm not even kidding about this, I actually beat the entire game with the starting gear, with decent gloves and decent mementos on everybody. That was not a fun run. I'm just throwing that out there. That sucked balls.
Well, you see, you can see it as a loss, or you can see it as the opening of a realm of new possibilities. Or you can see it as you suck balls. I mean, it's your choice.
There we go. Get a decent book for Maria. And that's pretty much everything. I want to run into another expedition right away, of which we have plenty of options. No, we will not be going to Molly Mystery, thank you very much.
What's a Molly Mystery? We should go there.
No, it's not going to work with this team, because not only is this map was actually part of DLC, not only is it really difficult, like this is at least 3 stars, the 2 is a lie. Like, if you want to do this optimally, you're going to have to push your team to the limit. And not only that, it requires a friendly approach for most of it, which we are just not equipped for.
But
no.
You've got Molly on your team, and you're going to Molly.
No. Doesn't work that way. No, we're actually going to be chasing after Roche's lost treasure, but we're going to be doing that on the next episode of Team Pizza Plays. Until then, I'm Whatthefnu.
And I'm Draw. We should go to do Molly Mystery.
No. Later, everybody.
Brah.